He plays Simon Lewis, Alberto. Save something later. He plays Jace Wayland. The newest Shadowhunter, Clary Frey. She plays Isabel Amarachi. One half of my personal favorite ship, Matthew Daddario. And what would that be without the other half? Luke Garraway, Isaiah Mustafa. Next up is the executive producer and the director of the pilot, McG. And the woman from whose brain this all stems, Miss Cassandra Clare. Welcome everybody, I am officially deaf. Now we saw a lot up on that screen that I really want to get to. I'm wearing a Malik shirt right now by choice. So I think I have to ask. I feel like there's a lot of romance going on, but I think Malik was really kind of the breakout couple from season 1. And we had that big wedding with the big wedding kiss. How are you guys going to top that in season 2?
I don't know. How are we going to top it? We'll definitely top that.
Oh, we will. You guys are going to love it. It's amazing. I mean, yes, Malik is OTP, but I think we can bring a lot to season 2.
Yeah!
Matt and Harry, were you guys prepared for kind of the response from fans and how much they really embraced this couple?
No, I mean, I don't think anyone could be prepared for that. I think it's been awesome that how popular it's become, and it's really been fun playing it. But it's really the response that's been overwhelming, and it's been awesome.
Yeah,
I love you guys.
I think it's super cool the way that Harry and Matthew have embraced an important relationship at an important time to make us all realize that love comes first, everybody's the same, and we're all in it together. What do you think?
We also saw that little training scene between Clary and Izzy. That was a badass fight.
Why, thank you very much. Yeah, as you can see, Isabel's whip turns into a staff. How cool is that? And Clary gets to learn from the best. Yeah.
Yeah, what kind? Have you guys had to do any sort of different or special training for this season that you didn't do last season?
Oh yeah.
We've been doing so much training this season. Yeah, Dom could attest. We've all been training so hard with fitness training and different martial arts with all different weapons to really try and step up our game for this season.
Dom, how did you...
Don't get punched in the face.
How did that work? I can answer that.
We got to punch him in the face.
I just punched
for a
him in
while.
the face
Yeah.
50 times.
Yeah.
You know how to take a hit, man. Still handsome though, right?
Vanilla pudding!
We will certainly get to that. I want to talk about just that sort of fighting scene between the two of you. I feel like it's so rare to just watch to get to see two women just sparring on TV. I feel like it's always a man who's teaching them how to fight. So how is it for you guys just to
Yeah, it's all about woman and
badass women?
It just goes back to Clary and Isabel's relationship, which has always been about sisterhood and about supporting each other and not being put in competition, even though our competitive sides did come out during that scene.
Yeah.
Quick study.
Dom, I'm also a little worried about Jace, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I've read the books, but I'm still worried.
I'm worried about Jace.
I am worried about Jace.
Me too. Yeah, I mean, the guys who read the books, that's great. That's going to give like a decent basis for what we do in this season. We change stuff. There's stuff that isn't there in the books, and there's stuff that we've added early, and there's different things going on. We use the books, and Cassie's world that she created is so fantastic that we would be idiots to go too far away from that. But there are times where we have to keep it as fresh as possible for people who have read the books and do know this story and do still want a surprise when they watch the show. So I think all I can say is like things get worse for Jace before they get better.
Things get worse for everyone this season before they get better. Get ready, this season is gonna shock you.
You're not gonna expect anything that's gonna happen.
And boy, do Malik go through it.
I'm happy going back to Malik. This is kind of a tongue twister, but are there any major Malik milestones that we can look forward to this season?
First date.
I mean, I think what's really great about this season is you see what's happening with Magnus and you see what's happening with Alec and how what they're going through individually, kind of how it affects, the relationship. So we're gonna get a lot of deeper background into the characters, and we'll ultimately, you'll see the first date, and you'll see kind of how it affects them together as well as individually.
I would also like to see a small sample of how Magnus conjures magic. Or the orb scene from the first episode.
I mean, it starts like this, and then it goes like this.
But it's super cool.
It's just as cool. It's just as cool.
By the way, he's got no shirt on.
And he's got cat eyes.
I remember the fans beating me up because of the color of your magic in the first episode. We corrected that, and I thank my friend Cassie Claire.
Very important, the color of magic.
It is important.
It says a lot about his mood, also his hair. His hair gets taller when he's upset.
But I did add more glitter, and that seemed to be received well.
You mentioned, that things are going to get worse for everybody before they get better. When I think about, who's struggling right now, Jason Clary, that relationship is hurting right now.
Awkward, to say the least.
What can you kind of tease about, what they've got coming up?
Their journey still intertwines for sure, but we do have a fairly substantial weight hanging over our heads. Based on where our relationship is and what we're being told and the information we're being given. I mean, from Jason's point of view, he's on his own now, trying to do what he has to do in his mind and how he has to fix things. So he doesn't have his friends, he doesn't have his parabatai, he doesn't have his family to rely on anymore. He just has to kind of stand on his own 2 feet. And as far as that relationship goes, he's pretty lost right now, and he's really struggling. And as the beginning of the season starts, he keeps getting given information and new kind of evolutions that just throw him deeper and deeper down the rabbit hole. So that's what I mean by it gets worse before it gets better.
Well, and what's very interesting is that Jace and Clary handle that news very differently, because not only is Jace finding out that Clary is his sister, he's also finding out that Valentine is his father. And Clary's been dealing with that since episode 2 of last season. So Clary is trying to push aside any other feelings and reach out to him as a brother and try and help him through that, because she knows how difficult it is to realize that your father is the most evil person in that universe.
Growing up is hard for everyone. Alberto down there. I can just say names and people scream. It's so much fun. Simon, I would say more than anybody, physically certainly, went through the most changes in season 1. How are we going to see him kind of, coming to terms with being a vampire and having those abilities?
We see in season 1, Simon is trying to find a place, right? We see him go to the Hotel du Mort and kind of try to become a vampire, but it kind of doesn't really work out because it's not his thing. So he gets banished, as we saw, and now he has to kind of find a place again. But in him trying to find a physical place to stay, he's also trying to find what this whole thing means to him now. So we see him start to play a little bit with this vampire strength and these other things that are the attributes that come to him. And we see him kind of start to own it a little bit, start to own who he is, own like the monster that lives inside, you know? It's gonna be pretty cool, I'm very excited.
Vampire mojo.
And the fans want to know as well, in relation to you, they want to know if there's any Sizzy stuff coming.
Well, right now, Simon and Izzy are in completely different zones. Izzy's so much with the Shadowhunters, figuring out this whole Valentine thing, and Simon, because he's a vampire, we all know they don't really get along with Shadowhunters, so they're very much separated right now. But I think it goes into the journey of Sizzy, that need to have them be apart and grow as people, grow into who they are, so that when they do find each other, it's there, and it's very, very tangible.
And the show,
Sweet.
but the show that we're shooting next has some awesome Sizzy. Am I right? Yeah! Those of you who have snuck peek the script.
I think we'd all like to see a Sizzy reel of that.